Let us imagine for a moment. Picture two people. They are deeply in love with each other. They truly care for one another. They admire and respect one another. They laugh together, they share life together, and they are committed to each other. Now, these two people are not only in love, but they are also full of energy. They take good care of their bodies, their health, and their minds. They exercise, they eat well, they sleep properly, and they also make sure to keep their emotions healthy. They protect their mental strength. So what kind of relationship do you think they will have? Will it be just okay? Will it be average? Or will it be something extraordinary? The answer is simple. When love is combined with high energy, the relationship feels alive. It feels exciting, wonderful, and powerful. It becomes something truly beautiful. But now let's imagine the same two people. They still love each other just as much, but something has changed. They no longer have that high energy. Life has worn them down a little. They are tired from working too hard. They are stressed from paying bills. They are busy with children, school runs, soccer practice, family problems, maybe even taking care of an aging parent. They still love one another, but now their energy is lower. They are not laughing as much. They are not smiling as often. They are more tired, more distracted. The love is there, but it does not feel the same. The spark is smaller. And if that energy drops even further, what happens then? Now they are both exhausted. They are frustrated. They are overwhelmed. They still love each other, but when they say I love you, it sounds flat. It sounds routine. There is no life in it. I love you. Yes, I love you too. But the tone says otherwise. Inside, they feel worn out. So here is the important lesson: the relationship may still exist, the people may still love each other, but the quality of that relationship depends on energy. Energy is everything. When your energy is strong, you can give more love, more kindness, more patience. When your energy is weak, even the best intentions feel heavy. Think about yourself. Have you ever had a morning when your mind said, "Let's go. Let's do this," but your body said, "No, I can't even get out of bed"? That is energy. Or maybe you woke up and thought, "I don't want to talk to anyone today." But if you are in business or even in family life, you must talk to people. So what happens? You pretend. You put on a mask. You smile and say, "I'm good, everything is fine," even though inside you feel empty. And here is the truth: people can feel the difference. People can sense when you are real and when you are faking it. In fact, in today's world, we are starved for what is real. Reality television is not even real. Social media is filled with filters and fakeness. So when we meet someone with true energy, with honesty and life in their voice, we notice. This is why learning how to manage your energy is one of the most important skills in life. Now, let me ask you a question: where does energy come from? Some people say it comes from food. Yes, food gives us fuel. But think about this. Remember the last time you had a big holiday meal, maybe Thanksgiving, Christmas, or another family celebration? What happened after you ate too much? Did you feel energized? No. You felt heavy. You wanted to lie down on the couch. You said, "I'll never eat again," and then someone offered you dessert and you still ate more. Food gives us energy, but food is not the source of real energy. Real energy comes from habits, emotions, movement, and mindset. I have lived much of my life traveling, sometimes 275 days in a year, in many different countries. There were mornings when I woke up and didn't know what city I was in, what time zone it was, or what language people around me were speaking. My back hurt, my neck hurt, and I was tired. And yet, I had to get up and speak, sometimes for 10 to 12 hours in a single day. How could I do that? Not because I had more food. Not because I had more sleep. It was because I learned how to create energy by shifting my body, my mind, and my emotions. This brings us to something very important: depression and mental health. Stanford University once studied one of my programs. Two professors who were clinically depressed came into my 6-day immersion event. At the end, both of them no longer had symptoms of depression. They stopped taking their medication. They were shocked. They said, "This is unbelievable. We need to study this." So they compared my immersion program to the usual treatments for depression. Let me explain those usual treatments. When people are depressed, the most common response is medication, antidepressants. But if you look at the studies, about 60% of people show no improvement at all with these drugs. Another 40% show some improvement, but only about 50% better. And almost nobody is cured completely. On top of that, the drugs have side effects. Sometimes the side effect is suicidal thoughts, which is the exact opposite of what people need. So Stanford compared. And here is what they found: 100% of the people who came through my immersion program had no symptoms of depression after the event. Not half. Not 40%. 100%. Even those who had constant suicidal thoughts no longer felt that way when they were checked 11 months later. Why? Because energy and state matter. When you change your body, your movement, your music, your emotions, and your habits, you shift your biochemistry. You shift your mind. You shift your heart. That is why in my programs, we use music, movement, and long immersive days. It is not just about listening. It is about creating an emotional and physical shift. Science has shown this in other areas too. For example, researchers studied athletes like Tom Brady and championship teams who often come back from behind to win. They found that in moments of pressure, when others collapse, these athletes experience a surge of testosterone, which gives them focus and drive. At the same time, their stress hormone, cortisol, drops sharply. That combination creates clarity and strength under pressure. This is what energy mastery is about. It is not just about food. It is not just about rest. It is about learning how to change your state, how to build energy when you need it most. So now, let's think carefully about this truth: energy is not just something we wait for. Energy is something we create. Most people wake up in the morning and check to see how they feel. If they feel tired, they decide, today is going to be hard. If they feel rested, they think, today might be good. But this is the wrong approach. If we live this way, we allow our mood to control our life. Instead, we must learn that we can choose energy. We can build it. Let me give you an example. Imagine a person who comes home after a long day of work. They are tired. They are frustrated. Their shoulders are slumped. Their face is heavy. Their voice is flat. When they walk through the door, what energy do they bring into their home? What does their partner feel? What do their children feel? The whole house feels heavy. But now imagine the same person decides to shift their state before walking inside. They take a deep breath, stretch their body, maybe even smile or move in a way that shakes off the stress. They walk in with more energy, even if it is only 20% more. Suddenly, the whole house feels different. The same person, but two completely different results, all because of the energy they chose to carry. This shows us something powerful: energy is contagious. The way you feel does not stay inside you. It spreads to the people around you. If you are joyful, people feel it. If you are angry, people feel it. If you are calm, people feel it. If you are stressed, people feel it. And when two people live together, whether as partners, family, or even co-workers, the energy between them shapes the quality of their relationship. Now let's return to our couple from earlier. When their energy is high, they laugh more. They hug more. They encourage one another. They see the best in each other. Problems still come, but they face them with strength. When their energy is low, however, they begin to snap at each other. Little things turn into arguments. One feels ignored. The other feels misunderstood. They may still love each other deeply, but without energy, love feels heavy. So the lesson is not only to love, but also to protect your energy, so that your love has power behind it. This applies not only to relationships, but to every part of life. Think about your work. When you show up tired and distracted, your work suffers. But when you show up with energy, people notice. They trust you more. They want to be around you. They believe in you. Think about parenting. A parent with no energy often ends up yelling, "Be quiet. Stop doing that." But a parent with energy can redirect their child with patience and calm strength. Even your dreams depend on your energy. You may have a goal, a vision, or an idea you want to bring to life. But without energy, your dream will remain only a thought. Energy is the bridge between idea and reality. Now let me share something else that science has revealed. Researchers studying human performance found that when people are put under pressure, their body chemistry can shift in a way that unlocks more strength. This is why some people thrive under pressure while others collapse. It is not because one group is born stronger. It is because they learned how to control their state. They learned how to keep their stress low while keeping their focus high. For example, an athlete in the middle of a championship game may be losing badly. Many players would give up at that point. But the best ones, the champions, find another level inside themselves. Their body produces chemicals that give them clarity, drive, and confidence. The good news is this: you do not need to be a professional athlete to learn this skill. Ordinary people can train themselves to change their state, to create energy, and to live with more focus. Depression has become one of the greatest challenges of our time. Millions of people struggle with it. Many turn to medication as the only answer. But medication, as we saw earlier, often numbs the pain without healing the root cause. When Stanford studied people who went through deep emotional immersion, they found something extraordinary. Depression was not simply managed. It was removed. Not because of drugs. Not because of years of waiting. But because people learned how to shift their energy, their movement, their music, and their habits. This does not mean depression is simple or easy. But it does mean there is hope. There are ways to change how we feel that do not require a lifetime of medication. This is why immersion works. A short lecture may give you ideas. A book may give you knowledge. But immersion, long, emotional, physical experiences, creates change at a biological level. Think about it this way: do you remember what you ate for lunch on the 11th of last year? Most people do not. Why? Because there was no emotional energy connected to it. It was ordinary. But if I ask you about your wedding day, or the birth of your child, or a time of deep pain, you remember everything: the colors, the sounds, even the smells. Why? Because energy was present. Emotion was present. This is why state is everything. Memory is built by emotion. Change is built by energy. And remember this: energy is not selfish. Taking care of your energy is not only for you. It is for everyone around you. If you are tired and heavy, the people around you feel it. If you are energized and alive, the people around you benefit too. So building energy is an act of love. It is a gift you give to others. If energy is so important, why do so many people let it slip away? Why do they allow life to drain them until they are only surviving instead of living? The answer is that many people forget they have a choice. They believe that energy is something that happens to them, not something they can create. They wake up and say, "I hope I feel good today." But hope is not a strategy. Energy must be designed. Think about a car. If you never put fuel into it, if you never service it, if you never take care of it, the car will break down. People understand this about cars, yet they forget it about themselves. They wait until their body is exhausted, their mind is overwhelmed, and their heart feels empty before they pay attention. But imagine instead that you treat yourself as something valuable. Imagine you wake up each morning and ask, "What will give me energy today? What can I do right now to strengthen myself?" That simple question changes everything. Because relationships are not only about love, they are about the energy two people bring into them. Two people can adore each other but still live unhappy lives if they let their energy collapse. For example, a husband may love his wife deeply, but if he comes home every day tired, irritated, and silent, she begins to feel lonely even while he is sitting next to her. Or a wife may care for her husband with all her heart, but if she is constantly stressed, constantly worried, constantly carrying the weight of everything on her shoulders, her love feels heavy instead of light. This is why so many couples who love each other still drift apart. It is not that the love disappears, it is that the energy disappears. Now, imagine the opposite. Imagine two people who not only love each other but also keep their energy alive. They make time for movement, laughter, rest, and gratitude. They support one another in staying strong. They encourage each other to reset when life gets heavy. That kind of relationship feels extraordinary. It feels fresh even after many years. So the real secret is not only to love but to protect the energy that allows love to shine. Children learn not only from what we say but from the energy we bring. A child can feel when a parent is joyful or stressed, even without words. If a parent always comes home tired, irritated, and distracted, the child may begin to feel that they are a burden. But if a parent chooses to reset their energy before stepping into the house, even just by taking a deep breath, putting on a smile, or shaking off the stress, the child feels welcome, loved, and safe. This does not mean we must always be perfect. No one can be happy and high energy all the time. But it does mean we can be intentional. We can decide not to let stress own us. We can decide to show up with as much life as we can, for the sake of the people we care about. Most people think success is about talent or intelligence. But often, success comes down to energy. Think about it. Have you ever been in a room with someone who is full of life, full of energy? People listen to them more. They are persuasive, not because they are smarter than everyone else, but because they are more alive. On the other hand, have you met someone who was brilliant but always tired, always complaining, always heavy? Few people want to follow them. This shows us that energy is influence. Your energy affects how people see you, trust you, and follow you. And when it comes to chasing your goals, energy is even more important. Dreams require persistence. A person with low energy gives up quickly. A person with strong energy finds a way through challenges. You may have heard the saying, knowledge is power. But that is not quite true. Knowledge is only potential power. Real power comes when knowledge meets energy. Without energy, knowledge stays stuck in the mind, never turning into action. When researchers studied people who made dramatic changes in their lives, they discovered that it was not simply information that transformed them. It was state. State is the combination of your body, your mind, and your emotions in the present moment. For example, if your body is slouched, your mind is focused on problems, and your emotions are full of fear, your state is weak. You will not take bold action from that state. But if your body is strong, your mind is focused on solutions, and your heart is filled with gratitude, your state is powerful. From that state, you will act differently. So the real art of life is the art of changing your state. This is why rituals are so powerful. A ritual is simply a habit with meaning. For example, starting your morning with movement, gratitude, or prayer is not just a routine. It is a way to create energy before the day begins. Without rituals, people drift. They wait for life to control them. But with rituals, people design their energy. Think about it. If you start your day by checking your phone, reading the news, and diving into problems, what happens? You immediately feel stressed, distracted, and reactive. But if you start your day by moving your body, breathing deeply, and focusing on gratitude, you create energy before the challenges arrive. That small shift can change everything. And let me say this clearly, energy is not about being loud or wild. It is not about pretending to be excited all the time. True energy is about being fully alive, present, and connected. Some people have quiet energy. They do not shout. They do not move fast. But when they enter a room, you feel their calm strength. That too is energy. So do not confuse energy with noise. Energy is about life force. It is about presence. It is about the power you bring into the moment. Now, let us take a moment to think about the bigger picture. Why does energy matter so much? Why am I spending so much time talking about it? Because energy is the foundation of everything else in life. Without energy, your talents, your dreams, your relationships, your goals, none of them can fully grow. Energy is the soil that allows all these seeds to rise. You can have the best ideas, the best plans, the best intentions, but without energy they remain trapped inside you. On the other hand, even if you do not have all the answers, if you have the energy to keep going, you will eventually discover the path. This is why some people succeed despite great obstacles. It is not because life was easier for them, it is because they had the energy to rise again and again. Have you noticed how different the world feels when your energy is high compared to when your energy is low? When energy is high, traffic feels like an adventure instead of a burden. Problems at work feel like puzzles instead of disasters. Conversations with loved ones feel lighter, more playful, more meaningful. But when energy is low, even small things feel impossible. A short line at the store feels like torture. A simple request from your child feels overwhelming. A small mistake feels like the end of the world. The world did not change. Your energy did. This shows us how much power we truly have. So how do we protect this energy long term? First, we must learn to renew it daily. Just like you cannot eat once and expect to be full forever, you cannot charge your energy once and expect it to last for life. Energy is renewed every day through movement, rest, focus, and gratitude. Second, we must learn to remove what drains it. Negative environments, constant complaining, endless comparison, toxic relationships, these things leak energy faster than most people realize. Protecting your energy sometimes means creating boundaries. It means saying no when you need to. It means choosing what truly feeds your soul. Third, we must learn to share our energy. Because when you give energy to others, when you encourage, inspire, or lift them, your own energy multiplies. Energy does not shrink when shared, it grows. Many people believe they need more motivation. But often, what they really need is more energy. Motivation without energy is just wishful thinking. You may want to act, but your body feels heavy, your mind feels clouded, and your heart feels closed. No matter how strong the motivation, if the energy is missing, action will not follow. But when energy is alive, action becomes natural. You do not need to push yourself as much, because your state pulls you forward. So, stop asking only, how do I motivate myself? Start asking, how do I raise my energy? There are people who have faced depression, deep sadness, or overwhelming stress. Many of them think healing only comes from outside, from medicine, from therapy, from someone else saving them. And while those things can help, healing also requires an inner decision, the decision to change your state. Science has shown again and again that when people shift their energy, their mind and body follow. Depression lifts, not always overnight, but steadily, as the person creates new states, new rituals, and new emotions. This does not mean it is easy. But it does mean it is possible. And knowing that it is possible is the first step toward true healing. What is the purpose of all this energy? Is it only so we can achieve more, do more, or win more? No. The deeper purpose of energy is so we can experience life more fully. What is the point of success if you are too tired to enjoy it? What is the point of love if you have no energy to give to the person beside you? What is the point of wealth if your body is exhausted and your spirit is empty? Energy allows us to feel life, not just to live it, but to experience it deeply. The laughter of a child, the beauty of a sunrise, the warmth of a hug, all of these moments feel richer when your energy is alive. So, energy is not only about doing more. It is about living more. Energy is not a mystery. It is not luck. It is not given only to a few special people. Energy is created. Energy is chosen. Energy is designed. When you begin to see energy as something within your control, life changes. You stop waiting for the perfect day. You stop blaming the outside world. You realize that no matter the challenge, you can change your state. From that place, you can love more deeply. You can lead more strongly. You can heal more fully. And you can live more joyfully. So let me leave you with this final thought. Every moment, you carry a choice. You can collapse into low energy, or you can rise into high energy. You can be drained, or you can be alive. You can simply exist, or you can truly live. Choose energy. Choose life.
Please like and subscribe for more videos.